Ever wondered about the history of dinuguan? Well, prepare to be intrigued. Dinuguan, a traditional Filipino dish, has a rich and fascinating history that goes back centuries. It's more than just a meal. It's a culinary testament to the resourcefulness and creativity of the Filipino people. Originating from the Philippines, dinuguan is a savory stew made from pig's blood, meat, and offal. Its name comes from the Filipino word dugo, meaning blood. You heard right. Pig's blood is a key ingredient in this dish, but don't let that deter you. This ingredient gives dinuguan its distinct, robust flavor and its dark, intriguing color. The use of pig's blood in cooking is not unique to the Philippines. It's a practice seen in many cultures around the world. However, the way Filipinos have incorporated it into dinuguan is truly unique. So how did this dish come into being? The exact origins are shrouded in mystery. However, it's widely believed that dinuguan was born out of necessity. In the past, nothing was wasted. When a pig was slaughtered for its meat, every part was used, including the blood. Over time, this practical approach gave birth to this hearty, flavorful dish. Over the years, dinuguan has evolved and taken on regional variations across the Philippines. Some versions highlight the tangy flavor of vinegar, others incorporate chili for a spicy kick, and still others include coconut milk for a creamy twist. Despite these variations, the essence of dinuguan remains the same, a hearty stew that symbolizes Filipino creativity and resourcefulness. The cultural significance of dinuguan goes beyond the dinner table. It's a staple during fiestas and special occasions, bringing people together in celebration. It's not just a dish, it's a tradition passed down through generations, a symbol of Filipino heritage, and a beloved comfort food. So, that's the intriguing history behind dinuguan, a beloved dish in the Philippines. Now let's delve into the different varieties of this dish. There are countless versions of dinuguan, each with its own distinct flavor and texture. Today we'll explore the top 10 varieties. Starting at number 10, we have the dinuguan sa camillas. This version incorporates the tartness of camillas fruit, balancing the richness of the pork blood stew. A truly adventurous take on the classic dish. Moving on to number 9, it's the dinuguan sa gata, where coconut milk is added into the mix, lending a creamy, rich flavor that is a delight to the palate. At number 8, we find dinuguan sa puso ng saging. In this variety, banana blossom, also known as puso ng saging, is added, giving the dish a unique fibrous texture and a subtle sweetness. Next, at number 7 is dinuguan sa manok. This version swaps out the traditional pork for chicken, making it a lighter alternative that doesn't skimp on flavor. Number 6 brings us dinuguan sa puti. This version omits the soy sauce, resulting in a lighter, almost white color. It's a less intimidating version, perfect for those new to the dish. Halfway through our countdown at number 5, we have dinuguan sa goto. This variety incorporates tripe or goto to the stew. The tripe adds a new dimension of texture, making each bite interesting. Number 4 is dinuguan sa bagnet. This Ilocano version uses crispy pork belly or bagnet instead of the usual pork. The contrasting textures of the crispy pork and soft stew make this a must-try. At number 3, we find dinuguan sa pata. This variety uses pork leg or pata instead of the usual pork meat. The gelatinous texture of the pork leg adds a delightful bite to the dish. Runner-up at number 2 is dinuguan sa lechon, a festive version where the traditional pork is replaced with lechon, or roasted suckling pig. The crispy skin and tender meat of the lechon truly elevate the dish. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Our number 1 variety is dinuguan sa baboy at chicharron. This version not only uses pork but also incorporates chicharron, or pork cracklings. The crunchiness of the chicharron contrasts beautifully with the smoothness of the stew, making it a delight to savor. And there you have it, the top 10 varieties of dinuguan. But which one takes the crown? Let's find out. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 dinuguan variety is the classic Filipino dinuguan. This is the dinuguan that has captured the hearts and taste buds of Filipinos and culinary adventurers worldwide. To make this delightful dish, you'll need a few key ingredients. Start with half a kilogram of pork belly, a cup of vinegar, 6 cloves of garlic, 1 white onion, and 3 green chilies. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of cooking oil, a teaspoon of whole peppercorn, and 3 bay leaves. But the star of this dish is a cup of fresh pig's blood, which gives dinuguan its distinctive flavor and color. Now let's get cooking. First, sauté your garlic and onions in the cooking oil until they're golden brown. Add in your pork belly and sauté until it's browned on all sides. Once the pork is ready, pour in your vinegar. Here's a little tip: don't stir it yet. Let the vinegar cook off for a few minutes to enhance its flavor. Next, add your whole peppercorns and bay leaves. Stir everything together and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. This infuses the pork with all those beautiful flavors. Now it's time for the star of the show, the pig's blood. Pour it in, add some water, and stir continuously to avoid curdling. Finally, add your green chilies. Let it simmer for another 15 minutes, and there you have it, the classic Filipino dinuguan. The taste profile of this dish is a harmonious blend of savory, sour, and a hint of spice. The pork is tender, and the sauce has a unique, rich taste that can only be achieved with the pig's blood. It's a complex flavor that's deeply satisfying. So now you know how to make the best dinuguan. But what's a great meal without side dishes? Let's explore some options. Dinuguan is fantastic on its own, but pairing it with the right side dish can elevate your culinary experience. Now let's talk about a few side dishes that can complement the unique, hearty, and savory flavor of dinuguan. First up is the classic white rice. The simplicity of white rice balances out the robust flavors of dinuguan, making it a staple for many. It's like a blank canvas that allows the intricate taste of the dinuguan to shine. Next up is puto, a traditional Filipino steamed rice cake. This sweet and fluffy delight is the perfect counterpoint to dinuguan's savory profile. Its mild sweetness and soft texture make puto an ideal companion to dinuguan, creating a delightful blend of flavors in every bite. Another great side dish is fried okoy or shrimp fritters. This crispy, savory dish adds a delightful crunch and a hint of seafood flavor that pairs wonderfully with the rich, meaty dinuguan. For those who prefer a bit of heat, serving dinuguan with pickled chili peppers can be a game changer. The tanginess and spiciness of the peppers cut through the richness of the stew, providing a refreshing contrast and adding an extra layer of flavor. Lastly, we have ensaladang talong, an eggplant salad. This light and tangy dish provides a refreshing break from the heavy, savory dinuguan. Its smoky, acidic flavor profile complements the stew perfectly, making every spoonful a culinary adventure. And of course, these are just some of the many side dishes you can pair with dinuguan. If you're feeling adventurous, feel free to experiment with different combinations to find the one that suits your palate the best. Remember, the beauty of food lies in its versatility and the endless possibilities it offers. So don't be afraid to mix and match, to explore, and to create your own unique culinary masterpiece. Now that we've explored some delicious side dishes, let's dive into a recipe for one of them. One of the best pairings for dinuguan is the classic white rice. Here's how you can make it. First, measure out 2 cups of long-grain white rice. Rinse it under cold water until the water runs clear. This step is crucial to remove excess starch and prevent your rice from clumping. Next, add the rice to a saucepan, followed by 4 cups of water. Now bring the mixture to a boil over high heat. Once boiling, reduce the heat to low, cover the saucepan, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes until the water is absorbed and the rice is fluffy. White rice complements dinuguan perfectly by balancing out its rich, savory flavors with its own mild and slightly sweet profile. It also provides a wonderful texture contrast, adding a bit of bite to the soft, tender meat of the dinuguan. With this side dish, you're now ready to enjoy a full dinuguan meal.